I mean, I probably already know the answer, but working in politics, does it make it hard to stay optimistic?
Yes. It does. But I think it also reminds you of the injustices, and I suppose if you're driven by trying to act as a counter opposition to an unfair or unjust or an unequal society, you know, you're reminded every day the necessity of it. But it's hard to stay optimistic because it doesn't feel like you're doing enough or enough is changing, and you get to see just all the hardships. You get to see, you know, whatever about me being a politician, I also, you know, I'm quite a deep thinker. I constantly read philosophy. My degree is I majored in philosophy, so I think a lot, and I think about life, and I think about values and principles and ethics and all these things and morality, and so for me, the idea that we all have one shot at a life, and how moral luck gets to decide where you're born, what country you're born into, whether you're born into a war-torn country, whether you're born into a family that has intergenerational trauma and poverty. That's all luck. And that whether privilege or poverty gets to determine how your life will unfold is luck. Yet we have to carry that on from that like luck of birth, you know. And for me, being in politics, it's hard to remain optimistic that you can create a society where everyone gets to flourish. And I suppose people think that, oh well, it's we live in a republic of opportunity, and it's a equality of opportunity, and it's like, well, it's not actually. We don't have equality of opportunity. So people just think, well, but you can go to college if you want, and that's somehow equality of opportunity. And it's like, well, can I just go to college if I want? You know, if, you know, I come from a system where I don't have anyone to talk to about academics, or if nobody I know has ever gone to college, if I went to a school that's really underserved and under-resourced, you know, that's not equality of opportunity, because you have to be able to take the opportunity when it arises. But if you have all these other deficits, societal, environmental or cultural deficits, well, then it's very hard to engage in that opportunity. Like, I always think of you know, I remember sitting, I don't know where it was, some European city, and I remember I had to write an article for Task, which is the think tank, and on equality of opportunity. And I was watching, do you ever see those people that might do the bubbles for the kids, and you might throw them some money on the street, like, and they have all the kids are chasing the bubbles. And so them big giant bubbles are just being released into the air, and the kid can see the bubble, but by the time it gets to the bubble and touches it, it just explodes. And I just kept picturing that being like opportunity, like, you know. So it's like, I get so many people coming to me, I worked really hard, I got the highest in my class, my ma got me grinds even though she couldn't afford them, she got me help with maths, but then I still didn't get into college. So then what do? Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it doesn't matter if you can see the bubble. If it bursts every time you touch it, it's not equality of opportunity, you know. So for me, like, the conversation needs to be, for me to get more optimistic about being a politician, is it's also about equality of one's environment. And we need equality of environment. Now, it's what you do if you have a flourishing environment, and then you're making your decisions from there, and that's what looks equal, whether you're a traveller on a Halton site or whether, you know, you go to, you know, one of the Alexandra colleges. It's like, it shouldn't matter. If you have equality of environment, well, then you should be able to engage in opportunity, do you know? But so it is hard to stay optimistic, but